What is up, guys? Here with the first YouTube video on the channel. I'm really excited to show you guys these shoes. I think they turned out super dope. Yeah, so it's just gonna be a little tutorial video. And here's just the logo. Speaking of that, make sure to check out my Instagram. I'll leave it linked at the end of the video. Alright, so as you can see, we're starting off with the Air Force One lows, all white. So I just took a little bit of nail polish remover. It's actually just anything with acetone in it that you can use, and I'm just putting a small amount on a Q-tip, and I'm just making sure to apply that to all the areas I'm going to paint. Then I'm using some masking tape, and I'm just putting this around the swoosh on both shoes. Yeah, using an X-Acto knife just to make sure that you gotta get it pretty precise, or else you get some paint on the white parts of the shoes that you don't want to get it on. So yeah, this didn't take too long. I just used the X-Acto knife, like I said, and I pressed it down, added some heat to make sure that it got all the shoe. And now I'm removing the laces right now. I don't think you actually had to do it with these shoes. I just didn't want to get any paint on them, but I mean, I'm not painting anywhere near them, so I think you should be good if you want to leave them on. So I'm starting off with the plain red. Came with the starter kit I got from Angelus. And I made sure to start off with a very small amount of paint on the brush. You want a very thin first layer. It doesn't really matter if you can see the brush strokes, because we're actually going to be applying around 4 or 5 layers. So by the end of it, it'll be a lot darker, it'll be a lot smoother, and you won't see any of the brush strokes on the shoe. Okay, so I'm not going to show you guys all the layers just because that would be kind of repetitive, but that's like the first 3 layers you just saw there. And here I'm just removing the tape, and as you can see, it looks nice and crispy. None of the paint is bleeding onto the rest of the shoe. It all just looks like came straight out of the factory, basically. So I was really happy with how this turned out. As you can see, you can't really see any brush strokes. It's pretty clean. I think I applied one more coat after this just to be safe, but yeah. And then here I'm doing it to the other side of the shoe. Once again, I do this 4 times because there's 2 swooshes on each shoe. Now I'm just applying the acetone again to right under the swoosh, because this is where the drip is going to be, the little design under the actual swoosh itself. So again, very small amount of acetone, and now I'm just sketching on roughly. It was very rough. I just kind of gave a general outline of where I thought the drips would look cool. Also, I made it different for all 4 of the designs because I didn't want it to have like a factory feel necessarily. I wanted it to be more of like a personalized custom feel. So you can notice at the end that the drips do look a little different on each of the swooshes. Alright, just starting with the outline here. Once again, making sure that I have like a very small amount of paint on the brush, very thin first coat. Just getting a general idea what it's going to look like. And if you mess up, it's all good. You can just add a little bit more. I didn't draw it on too neat because I knew that I would end up probably messing up somewhere on the way through. So you can just add onto it, make it look cool. Once again, I'm applying around 4 or 5 layers or coats of paint, but I'm not going to show you guys all that. So yeah, that's the first one, and then here's just the second side right here. I just skipped that for you because it's basically the same exact process. But that's the first shoe almost done. So now we're going to move on to the next shoe and do the same thing. right here I messed up a little bit, so all you gotta do is get a little bit of white paint, put on a very small amount, just wherever you messed up, and then just dry it and it'll look good as new. Alright, so now I'm painting over the little air sign on both of the shoes with the same color, just the plain red. I used the smaller brush here just because I want to be a little more precise. I didn't have the duct tape because that obviously wouldn't work. It's a little bit too small to use that, so I just had to be extra careful on this. And because it was so small, I only used 3 or 4 coats of paint on this.
Look like if you swaggy, saucy, dripping, it's like that whole little lingo.
We don't believe in Christianity, we don't believe in none of that. We believe in the South, bro. To drip is to be a king, to drip is to be a
perfect.